So as it seems, last time I tried to record my thoughts, I ended up failing. Went miserably. Then my sound card was broken. Yet, either way, where to begin? Well, we have the forms, don't we? The glorious forms. We have two of them now. PG, BS. Hey, it's all the same in the end. What does it really matter? Well, PG, on the other hand, where a lot of us met. That's where I met, actually. A lot of people on the PS forums have met on the PG forums. At the same time, off of that, I met a lot of people in PG that I still have connections with, sadly. It's just, Well, that's starting to die finally. It's interesting, isn't it? Something you literally overwatch is now starting to go. And again, it's not surprising. Face it. We're all getting older now. It's not like we're kids anymore. Not like we just pranced around a game that was once great. Like all things, it's fallen. Never think about it, is it? What we once called, I guess, Holmes, and in the case of some of us, aka Madison, called it life, obsession. The only reason why we got up, probably. She left after sword sniping stopped becoming a possible thing, which I always found to just be bullshit either way. If I'm thinking the same thing, when I say it, I kind of think of of an old, it was a glitch, or maybe it was sword sniping, where you could literally melee slash anyone at any possible range, except for, or either except for, or even through walls, one of the two. But then again, it died because of various reasons, and the fact that sword sniping is literally a dying art anyway. Even still, I find it to be a dying art. But moving on, Madison as a whole. What can I really say about her? I mean, her, and I want to say Maya is the name. Maya, one of the two. Both have fame, yes, but they don't realize what will come with it later on. Yeah, fame's good and all, but it eventually comes at a price. I just hope they don't figure out the prices, but still, eventually it will occur. Interesting anyway, while I'm staring literally at the forums right now. But Maya, however it's pronounced. I don't know her people's names yet. She seems kind of silent. A killer, nonetheless. I don't have much to log about her. Not really much to say about really anyone. For Clogger, besides the continuous toilet jokes, I suppose. But even then, all cliche, let's face it. In time, they'll just be memories. And besides the current Abraham being a being of interest for one fact and one fact alone, his more than stellar dark side, although I've already pinpointed what it is, if I'm going to say what it is, I'll leave that to RRY to figure out. Or no, it wasn't RRY, it was Madison. Yeah, Madison thought he was a good person. RRY knows what happened, or what the side is, and hates him for it. Can't really blame him either. I really can't. I may not know the complete story, but I know enough. If I could still feel much hate, I probably would. But moving on, who's the next person? Just Smex, who's the next person? And the being of interest. Kind of. I mean, it's average. But all I can put on that is it's an average being. Brilliant. Yeah, it's like about as great as it gets. Rather. God. Nightmare. Always the same. It seems to dominate whatever it puts itself to. You give it a task, it'll do more than that task. Give it a gun, it'll probably shoot you in the face. Enough said. Infamous Rusher, aka Perfect Rusher. That's one of the ones I've been thinking more about lately, due to the fact that in all attempts to speak to it, I always feel like I'm talking to either a brick wall or I will never be able to approach it in any logical conversation. Which kind of does pain me, yes. At the same time, I do realize the last time I ever spoke to him was the annual farms match where I brought Das C. Jace. But even then, I know it's seen the light for too long and probably sees me as an inferior being of just non-understanding or something that's not able to be understood in any manner to it, let alone anyone else around. I feel the same for Madison. I feel like Forever tries to understand me and probably does understand me, but at the same time, between Forever and Clogger, I feel it's the exact same thing. It's why do I bother to even address this thing? That thing being me, of course. Forever. Besides being the developer, well, I want to say either the developer or one of the two developers of Pixel Strike, he seems to be a very chill guy compared to most developers I've met. Most developers I've met have either kind of made you feel like you're an idiot, or kind of rude, couldn't take a joke. Yeah, he seems to be able to take a joke, and then some. And roast, I'll give him that much. Hey, it's a shame that you can't tell him something. It might be kind of interesting to hear from a random person, yes, but at the same time, a hat must be protected, mustn't he? Mustn't a hat be protected? It's all the same, isn't it? Who am I missing? RRY. Yes, RRY. Where to begin? Where to end also? That's a question. It's an artist. A furry artist. Kind of. I mean, I don't really know much about it. The feeling towards it is the same with Infamous Rusher, aka Perfect Rusher. It's all the same. I can barely speak to it. I try to avoid it. It probably tries to avoid me. Enough said. Who else? I think I'm missing someone. Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose. I still find it interesting how she became a mod, but then at the same time, at least she doesn't stick up her ass. Put it that much. I mean, when Delta was still around, Hero seemed to have a stick up her ass towards her, according to what I've read. Brilliant. Yeah, they didn't. They never did see eye to eye. It seems to the point where where Hero threatened her in the chat box, which still I believe no one believes that. Despite the two people who watched it, and one's still here. It's amazing, isn't it? But Ruby's, yeah, she can do her job, but at the same time, I kind of feel like she's missing some things. Like she's missing some things. I don't know what, but something. I can't expand on that either. For any reason, I really just can't think of anything that would expand that. But moving on, Eve. Besides being literally an Eevee, probably, who knows? She seems to be probably the most sympathetic of all people that I've met here so far. She seems like if she had misfortune, it would probably break her severely. Someone died, it would probably break her. But at the same time, she always seems to, no matter what, bear a smile. It seems like, even with this whole situation with Madison, other Madison, not Madison Domain. I think Madison now is, it's kind of a nutcase, I guess. say. I mean, she's happy, but for the wrong reasons. And kind of two people. In a way, two people now. One side is a child, the other side is, I guess, a stereotypical Russian. What more can be said? Yeah, let's see. What else? What else? God, I found there's something. I don't know what first to do with studying. Oh, yeah. The Opalist. Yeah, I'm going to call him the Opalist. I don't know how to pronounce his nickname. But yeah. He seems to be the kind of guy who seemingly always has work to do no matter what. But he also seems to work so hard, but really, technically, in the end, gets nowhere. Like he's always, for every step he takes, he's like two steps back. He's limited by his internet, which I would, if I could, I would help him with. He's limited by what seems like his technology. His place. It seems like no one really truly respects him, if you ask me. Then again, everyone likes him because, well, he is a very nice man despite his many technical flaws, let's face it, which we all have. Could be worse. Just kind of wish he could for once just get that big break he deserves for all he's done and all he will do. It's a shame, if anything. I know I'm missing someone. Who is it? Not Eve. Heavy. Oh yeah, Heavy is a being of interest. Yes. Heavy. That guy always seems to try to take authority, but at the same time, he always fails. Due to the part of the fact no one supports him trying to take power. But yet he keeps trying. I realize he has the means and he could be a great authoritative figure, but but just no one will back him on it, which just makes it seem like his entire existence is kind of a failure. If you think about it, that's really most of the reason why he stayed around. I feel like it's just to try to take out the moderator seat. But DQ. I don't know how I went from pro to DQ, but we'll find a way there. But DQ, D Quantum, Deca, Kane. Because his name was Deca. Someone was named Deca. There was like a heater on, but that's besides the fact. I find him to be almost like rude in a way. Not like rude as in a derogatory term, but rude as in Rude Wolf. I think that was his name. I mean, they're both intelligent. I think Rude's more intelligent than DQ, but they both seem to know more than they let off. Even though I've only read about logs of Rude, so I don't actually know. When I've read, he seems to know more than he lets off half the time, or any of the time he was around. I'm ashamed, actually. I had to leave. I still don't know why I had to leave, but DQ. I am, despite being probably a major part in Delta's life when she was still around. He seems to be a very calm man. Calm, collected. If he needs something done, he'll probably figure out a way to do it. Teams always find a way through any problem, no matter what. And I found it in Titanfall. Even when the odds were stacked against him, he still found a way to show me a flaw. To show me where I was wrong with math, which I do applaud him for at the same time. It seems my wonder. Is there more to him? I barely know anything about him, and I know that for a fact. It interests me, but I never ask him. I never know if it's the right time or not to ask him, given his life seems to be kind of a mess most of the time. But it's understandable, let's face it. This world's a mess. Moving on, I guess. I don't really know what else to say to that. God, what am I missing? I feel like I am overglossing. Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that one. Nope, I refuse to do that one. Let's see. guess no. Wait. I guess Iggy or Volps. I don't know whoever Iggy is. For those who have Discord, I don't know what his real name is. I mean, everyone says he's going to be a gay porn maker. Apparently, according to Melon, that is, which kind of interests me. It really does kind of interest me, actually. I wonder what. I mean, I realize he's indifferent, but I feel like he acts that way. He isn't really that way. He just acts because he probably doesn't give a fuck about what the world really thinks of him. I will not applaud him for that much, but still at the same time, kind of a fucking idiot to do that. At least have some self respect, I guess you could say. And I say that and I act like this, I guess. It's really the only thing I know anymore. Yep. But as much self respect as I'm going to get. Moving on to our final topic, I guess. Pixel Strike as a whole. Is it really the future for the forums? Well, the future of pixel gaming, as many of us know it. I mean, when I look at it, I basically see Counter Strike without quickscoping. A lot less competitive, I guess, where bullets don't instantly kill you to some degree. A headshot is an instant death from Moss. But Iron Sights, which is impressive, say nonetheless. I mean, I have to admit, yes, it is meant for children, technically. Children and teens, but still. I mean, yes, it has potential, but at the same time, I sense a lot. I sense it will follow the same path as the other one has. Greed will sink in, and forever will lock himself away from the forums. I know that sounds like a selfish theory, but power can change everyone. Power does change everyone. It's not always for the best. We should know that by now. I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm just going to continue to watch over. If it does happen, well, that's what I have to say. I told you so. For those who are listening to this, it's be crazy at this point. Listening to a madman. It is in his madness, and there's a method to it, to his seemingly endless madness. It's saying that 5 times fast forever. If you're listening to this, yeah, say that 5 times fast. But Pixel Strike as a whole, again, although I've never really played it, I will admit I do. In the short time I did play it, because my phone just died basically. I haven't gotten back to it yet. But Eopolis did lie to me. You can use cover. Just most of the time, I feel like people are probably just going to throw a grenade. Well, anyone who actually has more skill and has half a brain will probably just throw a grenade, arc it just right, and roll it about 3 meters behind you. An explosion, by the time you get away from it, should just nearly kill you, if not kill you, meaning you're probably going to run into someone else and just get shot in the face, I guess. That seems to be about what would happen. I mean, I look at that and I think of Nightmare when I say that. I assume that's something he'd do. Flogger seems like he'd probably be the type who would just arc his bullets over it and just hit you in the head somehow. And I can see Flogger using the MX-25 Airburst, meaning it's designed to go behind cover and explode, like 15 feet behind cover or something. It's supposed to explode in air, which is interesting to think. And I feel like he probably would use that. He's a sniper already. It would only make it more fun for him to clog everyone's kill streaks. I'm probably right somehow and probably wrong at the same time, but still. Oh yeah, that brings me to my last subject. Check weapons idea. Last night, when I was recording that warframe video, which I failed at doing, kind of, I thought about it. What if or rather, 4 years from now, there is 3 weapons that are released, but, these 3 weapons are obtained through challenges that can be considered somewhat difficult for the task at hand, for some, or impossible for others. These challenges have 1 week, and these weapons are ceremonial weapons that cannot be repurchased or traded if there's ever a trade system in any way, but can be modified. Like they will be 4 years of development put into these three weapons: a primary, a secondary, and a melee. In theory, I'm gonna say there would be about a mid tier, maybe a high mid tier, but not too overpowered, but not too underpowered. Like enough to where the person had them, they could most likely dominate if you sit them upright and knew what you were doing with these things. What they would be, I don't know. I mean, what like I mean, I wouldn't say let's make it a sniper rifle because for Warframe, you had a bolt action rifle or a lever action rifle, two SMGs, and dual swords. I'm not saying let's make it a lever action rifle or anything rifle. It could be an SMG for all I care, or for all I know. And a dual SMG could just be like dual handguns, I guess. I don't really know. It's whatever, forever. If he even picks up this idea, what would he make it if he would pick it up? I mean, it's just a forethought. So I am kind of ripping off a game. Let's face it. But who would really know? Who would really truly know, given that how many games have probably ripped this idea already, and probably Warframe really ripped it off another game. I mean, it's just a forethought, the future, maybe. But for those who haven't played Pixel Strike yet, I'd recommend downloading it. Even though I barely played it myself, I'd recommend you download it and visit the forums. And don't ask forever endless questions about it either, and stop acting like your PSR members. God damn it! I mean, I'm not one myself, but still at least have some pride. I felt the same way in DAS. We had people literally back in the day pretending to be us. People don't realize that, but I do feel you there somehow. But this has been Theta Meta, signing out.